Hi, fourth grade. Now I'm going to read some of this week's story with you. It's called Cliffhanger. You can follow along on page 192 in your textbook. Cliffhanger. It's realistic fiction. It tells about events that could really happen. As you read, think about how the events in this story are similar to events in real life. What risks does Axel face when trying to save his dog? So the characters in this story are going to be Axel, the boy, Grits is the dog, and Dag is the name of Axel's dad. It takes place in the Grand Tetons National Park in Wyoming, so it is a real place. You can look it up. It's a really beautiful place with nature and mountains. Axel washed his tin cup at the hand pump outside the Teton Mountain Climbing School hut and looked up. A storm cloud darkened Death Canyon. Lightning flashed. Axel was glad he wasn't rock climbing now. Axel! 2 mountain climbers ran down the trail. Your dog followed us up the mountain, one of the women said. We had to leave him at the top of Cathedral Wall. You left Grits? Axel was upset. That storm's bad, she said, and looked over her shoulder. We had to get out of there. Axel's father, Dag, the leader of the school, heard the news. He closed the registration book and stepped outside. Lightning exploded. Dag counted slowly. 38, 39, 40. A mile for every 5 counts, Dag said. The storm's 8 miles away. We've got enough time to get Grits. Dag put on his belt, which jangled with climbing nuts and carabiners, and shouldered his rope and backpack. Alex looked at his dad. Thanks, he said, and put on his own mountain climbing gear. Axel and Dag trekked steadily up the wooded trails, climbing over rock avalanches, and finally arriving at the bottom of the shaft of rock that is Cathedral Wall. A lightning bolt split open the black cloud. 1, 2, 3, kaboom! The storm's only half-mile away, Dag said. Too close. We better wait it out here. From high on the wall came a howl. Axel looked up. Look! Grits got down to Monkey Ledge. If he tries to come on down, he'll fall. Let's go! No, said Dag. We can't make that climb. It's too difficult. We'll go back to the trail split and up the ridge. That'll take too long, Axel said. I can do it. He tied the rope to his belt and placed his foot in a crack. He reached up. Dag had no choice. His son was climbing. He picked at the top of the coil of Axel's rope and took a deep breath. Think out your moves, he said, wrapping the rope around his waist and bracing his foot against the rope. On belay, he called out. Climbing, Axel answered. Axel climbed slowly from crack to ledge to crack, moving like a ballet dancer. His father let out rope as he climbed. When Axel was 15 feet up, he jammed a climber's nut securely into a crack. He clipped a carabiner into the nut and his rope in the carabiner. He relaxed. If he fell now, the nut, the carabiner, and his dad would stop him from plunging to his death. He climbed on. Axel looked up. Grits was crouched on the ledge, about to jump to him. Stay! Axel yelled. Splats of rain hit the wall. Axel climbed very carefully. Using the tips of his fingers and the edges of his climbing shoes, he pulled himself upward until his hand found the rim of Monkey Ledge. The next move was dangerous. Climbers had fallen here. Thinking clearly, Axel placed both hands firmly on the ledge and concentrated. Slowly he pressed on them. His body rose. When his arms were straight, he placed his right foot beside his right hand, then his left foot beside his left hand. Bent like a hairpin, he found his balance and stood up. Grits wagged his tail, but did not move. He was scared. Lightning buzzed across the sky. One. Kaboom! Grits shivered. A quarter mile away. Axel put a nut and carabiner in the wall and roped himself to them. He sat beside Grits and breathed a sigh of relief. Grits was safe. Axel picked up his little dog and hugged him. The cloud opened up and rain poured down. Grits whimpered. "It's all right," Axel whispered into his fur. "It's all right." The sky flashed. Kaboom! "No count," said Axel. "It's here." Grits. "It's here, Grits. We're right in the center of the storm." Crackling electricity lifted the hair straight up on Axel's head and arms. The air hummed. Sparks snapped from his ears to the rocks. He hugged Grits closer. Flash! 7, 8, 9, 10. Kaboom! 2 miles, said Axel. The storm's going away. Okay, so that's halfway through the story. Already you've seen who the characters are, where the setting is, why it's important, and you've seen a problem. You've seen some rising action. You've seen a climax where they go to, what's his name? Axel goes and gets the dog named Grits. The rest of the story has another problem to be solved, and you can read about that. Okay, thank you. Bye.